Oh, yeah.
You know, Thanksgiving's next week, right? Yes. Okay. Any questions? Is that okay with everybody? Okay. Thank you, Chief. Okay. November. Here are the warning letters. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're here on the 1 o'clock hearing, I believe. I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce this one. Captain Beer Bomb. Okay, Thai cuisine. I'll call it Thai cuisine of Jonesboro. Refused by the director on August 21st. You want to put us on the record, Mr. Langley?
I will. That's his job.
Right here.
We're back on record for the 1 o'clock hearing. I think it's probably Sai Thai, close enough. Sai Thai or Sai Thai, cuisine of Jonesboro's application for a prop club permit.
Okay, Counselor, give me your name again.
Yes.
Paul. Thanks, just play one up here. Mr. Schmidt, thank you. Okay, Mr. Schmidt, you sat here during the last hearing, so I'm assuming you'll now be somewhat familiar with how this operates here. With that said, we'll tee it up and you can tell us what your client is looking for and asking for. I need to swear by you. And I appreciate you. All right, anybody who you hope to have testify, have them stand up, please. Bob, are you going to testify? Thank you. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in this hearing is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
Mr. Fuller, if I may, before we begin, as a housekeeping provision, our office made a motion for continuance and asked for a continuance as of yesterday.
A little bit last minute,
we learned that this is only on the docket a little over a week ago, and feel that there's still some discovery and things that.
Had Bob been sick? Had Mr. Hester been sick? He's usually down here about every other day. Or
not on the agenda. They put the agenda out on about a week.
Well, you're down here all the time. You know how we operate.
We would have preferred more time to conduct discovery and properly prepare our case and our opposition to this hearing. I just wanted to put that on record.
Put that in the record. All right. Well, my director, I talked about that with our director a moment ago, a few minutes ago, and he informs me that y'all were given notice under the 10-day rule that we operate under down here, that y'all had adequate notice. He's not in here. If you'd like me to bring him in here and explain that, I can. I'd be glad to. Either way.
We put it on the record.
Okay, that's
my
great.
main concern.
All right, with that, it's on the record, and we'll go ahead and move forward noting that objection, okay?
My name's Scott Hunter. I'm here representing Sai Thai Cuisine in their attempts to get a private club permit in Jonesboro, Arkansas, downtown. And to conserve time, I was going to pass out these exhibits. They'll be in order, and whenever, because last time it seemed like I was just handing out exhibits, just to get everyone, I guess, out of here.
Last meeting.
And Mr. Smith, he saw what I was saying. He had no.
And let me say something for the record here. I have a letter from Paul Smith Jr. from the Smith Law Firm. Today's date is the 15th of October, and this letter is dated October 14th, 2008. So I don't even know when we received this letter. Was it yesterday, Paul?
That's correct. We sent the letter yesterday.
Sit down. Just stand up. So we didn't get this until yesterday afternoon. Anyway.
All right, now we got that in the record. Why don't you go ahead and go forward with your presentation?
Sai, if you would.
Why was it turned back?
Here's the letter right here from
No. Why was the application turned back? originally?
I think one of
It was turned down because of an objection from the sheriff, and there were petitions via 214 signatures from area residents. I don't see the sheriff here today. Sheriff McCann, is that it? No? Sheriff's not here.
He's always gets called.
Sheriff consistently sends us an objection. I mean,
He is
that's-
consistent.
He is consistent. All right, go ahead.
Would you state your name for the board, please? And where do you live, Si? What's your address? And is that within Craighead County? And how old are you, Si? 29. Are you married? Do you have any children? How old are they? And what is your educational background?
I have a college education. I graduated from and when I was in public school, I did some
Business classes, okay. And you currently operate a restaurant, is that correct? Okay. Besides being the owner of this restaurant, what else do you do at your restaurant?
basically everything. I'm a hostess. Whenever the restaurant needs me, I go cook, I go serve, just everything.
Are you the primary cook?
No.
But you cook and help?
Yes.
And where is your restaurant located?
In Dallas, just one, 2 days.
You may want to talk in.
Talk into the microphone there. You're a little better.
We'll have to get closer to it.
Oh, okay, I'll speak up. And that's in downtown Jonesboro, correct?
Yes.
And is your restaurant, it's open now, correct?
Yes.
Okay. How big is your restaurant? How many people can it sit?
Roughly 60.
About 60?
About 60.
Is it one level, 2 levels?
2 level is mezzanine upstairs.
Mezzanine? Is there a bar area in the restaurant?
Yes. It could sit about 6 people.
So it's a 6-person bar.
It's a 6-person bar, but it's not for the people that just go in and drink. It's for people who goes in and just wait for food. If they have a call, order, or if we don't have enough room, they just sit there and wait to order.
I see.
But you can't order, you can't come in and just sit there
Just
and
sit there
have a
and drink,
drink.
right.
You know, you gotta order food.
Right.
You gotta be on the list.
Right.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
And if you were to be granted a private club permit, would people be allowed to come in and hang out at the bar?
No, it's not like that. It's a restaurant. I want a nice, classy restaurant with something to go along with it, like a drink. It's not like they just come in and get a drink like a bar. I don't want to be known for that.
Okay. And tell the board the hours of your restaurant.
For lunch is 11 to 2, and dinner is 5 to 9:30, Monday through Saturday.
And are these hours going to change if the board were to grant you a private
No,
club?
I have to be home at least by 10 because I have kids.
So once 9:30, 10 o'clock comes, you stop serving food. It's not going to turn into a bar after
No,
that?
no, absolutely not.
Okay. We know you said that you had a restaurant already open. Why are you coming before the board to ask them for a private club permit?
Well, before I was fine with just a restaurant because that's what I want to do. And then a lot of my my patrons been asking me about it. They come to downtown to eat, and they want to have a nice meal with a glass of beer or wine to go along with it. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I just want to make my customer happy.
And what's the theme of your restaurant?
It's a Thai restaurant.
Thai restaurant. And are there going to be any conventions, private parties?
No, we're not big enough for that. It's just for small parties like a birthday party or anniversary and stuff like that.
No, can you pass the file down here this way, please?
And the first exhibit I wanted to introduce was the menu.
Looks good.
Thank you.
We're done.
And here's the cover of it, so you can kind of look inside of the restaurant and see.
Not to be confused with So's here in Little Rock. They have a similar logo. Yeah, very nice.
Are we gonna? You said, Monday through Saturday. If they grant this, private club permit, are you gonna open on Sunday?
No, that's my family day.
Are there gonna be, any bands, live music?
No,
None of that?
no,
Let me ask you this, are there any churches, near your restaurant?
no.
How about schools?
Let's see.
None of that. You've had many people sign a petition in support of you attaining a private club permit. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I also wanted to enter in these signatures. There's I think about 1,030.
Let me ask you a question. I ask anybody who appears before our board, how did you go about gathering these petitions?
My customer that comes in and eat at the restaurant.
Okay, so all of these were gathered inside
Yes.
the
Mhm.
restaurant as people came in, and you
Right.
asked them, I haven't seen one of them yet, but you asked them specifically if they would like to have.
Right, but basically, sometimes I don't ask. It's just set it up front, and they just come in and look at it, and they just sign it for me.
All right, that's fine, thank you.
Okay.
And you also had people and business owners write letters in support of your of this cause. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that is also, I want to offer in.
Yeah, I think we have those in the file. I think those are,
That includes the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, Chamber of Commerce is included. And
are you a member of the Chamber of Commerce?
Yes, I am.
Are you a member of any other civic organizations?
Not yet.
and in the event that you're granted this private club permit, can you explain to the board what charitable organizations you're going to benefit and
Okay, I have two. My daughter is a member of the Foundation of Arts in downtown Jonesboro, and she's in ballet and tap there. And the money that we benefit from this is going to go toward that cause to help to benefit the children who can't afford, classes and stuff like that. And we also have one more that's going towards St. Bernard's Hospital. I want to help out the breast cancer research and the immature babies. The premature babies.
And haven't you had discussions with the director of fundraising
Yes.
at St. Bernard's?
Yes.
And taking steps to tell her that that's a cause that
Yes, I
or
have.
two causes that you would like to help.
Uh-huh.
What was the first response?
The Foundation of Arts and then St. Bernard's.
Are you involved in catering for the community? This is strictly going to be a sit-down
Right.
restaurant.
Right.
How does she plan to benefit the Foundation of Arts and St. Bernard's Hospital specifically?
Through, she said that there's like sponsor underprivileged youth that want
Sponsorships.
right that want to enlist in the dancing.
It's like scholarship.
Right.
The private club will do this.
Well, they're just gonna, she was just gonna, the private club was gonna help fund that.
All right,
I
we have,
understood that, but I didn't understand in what way they were going to fund it.
Is the sponsor that
that's normally what people do. You're going to sponsor like magazine ads, that sort of thing, sponsorships for little groups. Put your name give them some money and put your name on the line.
Right.
That's the way it normally works.
right? No, I may not have explained. It's kind of like you sponsor like a soccer team or something, just by helping with.
Foundation of Arts and St. Bernard's Hospital.
And
Okay.
have you worked in a restaurant that serves alcohol before?
No.
Well, what steps have you taken? Are you going to take to as far as not serving underage drinkers and catering to?
Well, I took Surf Safe class online on the internet, and I passed that.
Okay, so and what did you learn from that? I mean, what did you learn from that class?
Actually, I learned how to watch out for like minors coming in, how to card them, and how to handle difficult situations if people get drunk, or what to look for, the signs and stuff.
And at the end of the class, did you have to pass a test to become certified?
Yes.
Did you take that test?
Yes, I did.
Did you pass that
Yes.
test? And And this is, and on that side, it says this is recommended by the ABC across the country, is that
Right,
correct?
yes, correct.
Okay, and I'd like to enter that into the record as well. That her certificate of training and passing the exam. And that's all I have of
Okay. Counselor, do you have any questions of this witness?
Yes, I do.
Please.
Do you mind if I call you Miss Sai?
No.
Okay. Miss Sai, I'm Paul Schmidt Jr., attorney. I'm here representing Bobby Hester and the opposition to your permit. Now, are you the, I guess, what would be considered the managing agent of this private club?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is supposed to be just a private club. And that's the limited purpose of a private club. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that what Stage 1 Repertory Theater is intended to be, doing business as a Sai Thai restaurant? Okay.
You may want to speak in.
We gotta get closer to it for it to work.
Bob will be yelling at you.
Is that all
Don't
right?
speak loud enough.
Now, Miss Sai, how was the Stage 1 Repertory Theater organized? Who organized that?
Is it on?
Hello?
Yes.
That's how close you have to
Would
get
you
to it.
move around to the middle? and
There we go.
Spread your stuff out a little bit.
There we go.
There you go.
You can fix that later, won't you?
You still have to get closer.
I'm gonna get here eventually.
You'll get there.
There you
eventually.
go.
Go ahead.
Just talk real
You
loud.
got it now.
Hold on just a minute, Paul.
Some of the, when we get the new money, we're, a lot of what we need, plus a long-running pay.
Yeah.
We're gonna like that next week. We're gonna get digital equipment.
All
We've
right.
been talking about that for 10 years.
Really?
Thank goodness.
Can you believe it?
Finally getting some digital.
Bless
equipment.
Rector and Langley's heart. All right, go ahead. Are you ready, Paul?
I'm ready.
Century.
Okay.
Miss Sai, if I may, do you recognize this here? Is this the Articles of Incorporation for Stage 1 Repertory Theater?
I don't know what this is.
It is.
Okay.
And I just ask that the witness be allowed to testify without.
Well, we act very informally
Oh,
here.
right.
We're not a court, and attorneys, just, when you have Mr. Hester up here, you can consult with him to your heart's content.
And the reason, Mr. Schmidt, while I did that work, so I may know more about it than she does, as far as.
Mr. Smith, have you dealt with these things before? Do you know how these things operate? Where people
I understand the
buy
more
these
informal.
things and,
Yeah.
where they go ahead, there's seems to be a lot of the former clubs floating around where people do come in and buy
Yes,
this.
sir.
Okay. I want to make sure you were familiar with how that operated before we spent an hour sometimes, as some attorneys do, talking about them, and they don't know how they really work. So
Yes, okay.
we'll accept the fact you know how these operate.
Now, Ms. Sai, can you please explain to me, paragraph A, can you please,
Get
read
your
into the
attorney in
record,
tow there.
what the purpose of the, Stage 1 Repertory Theater is?
Well, I mean, this is a nonprofit corporation, and the purposes, as it says here, are organized to establish quality, full-fledged local community, and allow many, may receive exposure, display their talents, other purposes exclusively charitable, scientific. I mean, what,
Ms. Sai, in the second part of Stage 1 Repertory Theater's Articles of Incorporation says this is a nonprofit corporation for public benefit. Is
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And in paragraph A, the purpose which this organization is organized are to establish a quality, full-fledged local community theater company that allows a format in which area artists of all ages and ethnicity may receive exposure and display their talents and other purposes which are exclusively charitable, scientific, literary, and educational within the meaning of Section 501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code 1986 and any corresponding provision of the United States Internal Revenue Law. Is that correct? Okay. Then underneath that, in paragraph B, notwithstanding any other provision of the articles, this corporation shall not carry on any other activities not to be carried on by a corporation exempt from federal income tax under Section 401c3 of the Internal Revenue Code of 1954 or any other corresponding provision of future United States Internal Revenue Law. A corporation's contributions to which are deductible under Section 170C2 of the Internal Revenue Code of 1954 or any other corresponding provision of any future United States Internal Revenue Law. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And
let me just, to conserve time once again, you know that this was a nonprofit, and I did a DBA per restaurant. You saw, I mean, that's all in the file.
When you
Doing business
DBA
hours.
it becomes a restaurant with another, the way these things work, it becomes a restaurant with a different purpose. So that can be in there, but obviously they've changed it, and our attorneys and through the Secretary of State have approved this thing, or this board wouldn't be sitting here today. And you're welcome to make the record and talk about all this, but we will accept that our attorneys have qualified this thing for us to vote on. That's the way this is gonna work.
okay.
Secretary of State.
Ms. Sai, have you made any amendments to the bylaws of the original Stage 1 repertory theater? Or have y'all revoked the bylaws from the,
Mr. Luke, and you feel free to get in here as counsel too.
Well, I would like to know, I'm sure, you know, Mr. Fuller made reference to our attorneys do that. Actually,
It's been the Secretary.
Don Bennett, our senior staff attorney, reviews all of these private club applications that come in. And I'm sure Mr. Bennett has reviewed that and probably has found that it is a nonprofit corporation, which is properly registered, I guess, Mr. Hunter, with the Secretary of State's office.
I think that's
Obviously, this private club law requires that the nonprofit exist for some other purpose other than the consumption of alcoholic beverages. I think that she has testified that she's going to have fundraisers or benefit a couple of the nonprofits up there. She's also testified that she's going to have a restaurant. However, we've gotten into this question before when the prior case, when one of the attorneys wanted to go ahead and question regarding the status of the nonprofit or the purpose of the nonprofit, and the Josie's at the Ice House, the board really didn't let them do it, and it came back to bite us a little bit, and the case got referred back to the board for him to go and
We listened to it and then.
You probably remember the case I'm talking
I do.
about, so
Well, that's why I'm saying he can make, he certainly.
excellent advice from me
may
to go is let him make the record.
Yeah, make the record. If you're not satisfied with that, read that into the record that, you don't think they should be doing this as a restaurant, whatever. Then you can have something to appeal.
have y'all, Ms. Sai, have y'all created new bylaws to go along with the restaurant? Or is there any other amendments to the bylaws other than what I have here?
Yeah, I changed the bylaws as well as did the DBA.
Do you have a copy of the bylaws here?
I'm looking for them. I don't know if I have them or not, but, look,
It'll be in the file.
Should be in our file here.
The bylaws will be in the file.
we didn't receive a copy of this.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now.
I have a copy of it.
Yeah, here,
Yeah, you're certainly welcome to ask for a copy.
here we go.
Okay, we seem to have a copy of the bylaws that dedicated volunteers. Bylaws are the. Those are the ones in 2000. That's the original.
And the bylaw, like I said, I wasn't, go ahead. Oh, I thought you wanted to say something, go ahead.
Oh.
No, I was just looking at what this is that's in the file here. Scott, are the original bylaws to which he is referencing. And you said there had been amendments made and redone.
Correct.
Okay, I don't see, wait a minute, article, no, that's. Maybe I'll give it to the attorney here and let him find it much quicker. Let me see if there's amendments here, you
I think
guys.
he would recognize them
All right,
better than I would.
Scott, come on. Scott, look, see where that's at in here. I'm careful to lose those.
We're gonna go off record here for a second.
Say, are you, said
They're not,
not a question.
I just,
Now,
but
are
I
you,
do maintain that they were
tied
signed
through
the ABC and.
Laos? So how did you get familiar with Thai food and cooking in Thai food?
I
Yeah,
feel
Mark,
also it's like
this, we need to
similar.
see
Is it similar?
Mhm.
that part of this, okay? You want to ask Don, what do you, Mike?
You might wanna call Don in.
We don't have the amendments to the bylaws that turn this into a restaurant as we should have.
Hang on. Just, you know, for the board education, Mr. Ben was the one that looks at all probably, he's been doing that for.
You don't want to
20 some
share
odd
that
years.
joy?
Pardon?
You want to share that joy?
He won't let me. That's just something that.
Territory.
Territorial, that's correct.
Why do you see in quite a few Thai restaurants, but you never see Laotian?
No, no. I don't know.
Yeah, we need
Laos
to.
food and Thai food is almost the same, but it's just like it's popular. You see, you know, a lot of people don't know what Laos food is. So I wanted to
Situation,
open up a Thai restaurant. It's more known.
excuse me, situation is that, they have referred to the amendments to their bylaws, to the stage one bylaws that have been made that basically turn this into a restaurant. We do not seem to have those unless we're all missing them. Everybody that has looked at it.
Well, was there bylaws in there somewhere?
Well, there are original bylaws.
Well, here's a resolution to amend the bylaw.
All right, maybe that's what we're all missing.
Well, maybe, let's see, no, let me look at the file. All I do is look at the file, that's what I'll do for you.
Okay, if you would, we really need that proceed.
We're gonna go off record.
Yeah, go on record, I'll be back.
Thank you.
Yeah, those are nice.
If I looked at that, I'd just get hungry.
That's good. We also end up being food critics after that.
I see a lot of menus.
Cool. You normally don't eat them. Do the case. Kind of fast.
That could be bad, Phil.
Make it crash.
You don't have any, sugar problems, do you, I hope?
I won't take a bite from
Thai food in Jonesboro?
There's not one in Little Rock either.
Yeah.
That Vietnamese up on.
Well, yeah, Saigon, they also do a little Thai food in
Right.
there, but they're mostly Vietnamese.
I'm
We got a
thinking-
couple of really good Vietnamese restaurants in Little Rock, Van Lang's.
Yeah, I eat there all the time.
Yeah, that's good. Most people don't even know about that. New Vietnamese.
You don't do that.
I'm kind of confused with the restaurant, because we had Korean food after that.
Really?
It's, this side of, what's your best restaurant out there?
Capers?
Yeah, it's up this side of Capers in one of those shopping centers on the right. You know, it's going out, very good food. Oh, it's there by Senior Club. It's the same, you know, next to the
Yeah,
place,
yeah.
right, about 3 doors over.
And I'm referring to the minutes of a meeting of Stage 1 Repertory Theater, Inc., date of meeting April 15, 2008.
Clay,
Clay Young, okay, is he present today?
no.
Okay. Ms. Sai, in this, were you present at this meeting?
Yes.
You were present at this meeting? Okay. Now, at this meeting, did, besides asking for a fictitious name change in the name of Sai Thai Cuisine of Jonesboro, Inc., and the beginning their pursuit of a private club permit by filing an application with the ABC Division, did you take up any other business revoking the original articles of incorporation, and or did you take up any business in amending the bylaws of Stage 1 Repertory Theater?
Well, that's what this does. I mean, this changes the bylaws in the meeting.
Again,
Well, see,
where does it direct in this meeting, minutes of the meeting, that the Stage 1 Repertory Theater's bylaws were going to be amended, altered, or changed?
I mean, they have monthly meetings, and in this meeting on April 15th, they decided to do a fictitious name.
Is there
Let me make, no, there's no requirement that they do that. They haven't gotten a permit yet, okay? So what they appear to be doing here, the way we usually look at these and accept this, is they've amended the bylaws to start the proceedings. Isn't that's the way we looked at a number of these in the past?
I'm sure we have.
Yeah, that's the way, then,
I haven't looked at those
they haven't gotten,
myself, but Mr.
yeah,
Bennett
they haven't gotten the permit yet. That's the argument Mr. Bennett makes in here. So there's no reason for them to sit down, talk about food, talk about all of that. They're starting this procedure with this amendment, and that's what shoves it up here in front of us. So that's what we're at.
I just want to make clear on the record that there has not been any amendments to the bylaws, nor there has been an amendment to the actual article of incorporation, which I believe
And
is
you will,
the controlling
should
document.
Mr. Bennett be in here, the way these worked in the past, if, in the event that they're granted this permit, then it goes forward. They don't have meetings until, everything goes down. Okay, what else?
Ms. Sai, when did you begin your operations?
Like the date that the restaurant was open?
Yeah, when did you begin your
March
operations?
13,
March 13?
2007.
Okay. Now, Ms. Sai, have you been, were you an active member of Stage 1 Repertory Theater? Yeah, you were a member of Stage 1 Repertory Theater?
Once it was DVR.
But before you started operating the Sai restaurant, were you part of the Stage 1 Repertoire Theater?
More involved with Stage 1 repertoire. She got it through her landlord, and then I transferred it over, and she became a member when we did the DBA to Sai Thai Cuisine.
Okay. How many members do you have at this time?
Over 110.
And who was the one that, where did your members come from?
Friends, family.
Friends, family? Who else are members of your, are members?
My patrons, customers.
Your patriots and customers? Where did you gather these members at?
Before the restaurant or after?
When did you gather?
Whenever we open a restaurant.
When you opened the restaurant? Okay. And how many members do y'all have at this time? 110. Did you take the information from the members? Their names, addresses, and phone numbers?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
You personally took that information? Was it handwritten down, or where did you put that information?
We have written down, type it.
You hand wrote it and then you typed it?
Oh, she gave it to me, and then I typed it.
You gave it to him?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Sai, can you explain to me, is this a, let me get a copy of it. And I apologize, I'm looking for the clean copy here. Can you identify, does this look like a copy of the list? Okay. Now, you didn't prepare this, your attorney did? Okay. Did you acquire any of the names from your attorney?
She gave me a list.
May I,
That's a good question.
can you please answer that? Did you acquire any of the names from your attorney?
Get the names?
Yes. Did you get some of the names from your attorney?
Some of them, yes.
How many of the names did you get from your attorney?
I don't know. I gave him a whole list of names.
And he recommended the rest of them, which is.
I call
make
them,
that
I
point.
say, sir, do you mind, would you like to be a member of Sai Thai Cuisine? If they say yes, then I have them, give me their information and I put it in. We supplement that with hers. She gave me, I think in this case, like 65, 70 people, and then I call, to make the 100. They say, yeah, I love Thai food, I would love, or I've eaten at Sai's restaurant, I would love to be a member.
And we've seen that done both ways.
Okay. Are you aware that some of the names are the same as some of the ones that were on Brickhouse's list?
No.
And some of them are the same as the ones on Godse's membership list?
She doesn't have access
You-
to those lists.
Are
You
those
realize
people-
that,
Hold on. Are those the people you called off the old list?
Well, some of them are just, friends of mine, and naturally, you're gonna run in,
Well, you're gonna run into, if you're in a small town, we've seen that many times as well, where people are charter members of a number of these different things. So, that's not out of the ordinary or odd that people would be a member of, Josie's 501 or, different, and Adventure Club. So we see that all the time.
and this time I moved to admit the membership list from Brickhouse, the membership list from Godse's, and the membership from Sai Thai Cuisine. And it has the notations on it where
People
there's
are
the
the same ones.
same mistakes and same problems on the
Same
membership
same
list.
names. Absolutely, put it in the record and give it to Mr. Lucan there.
Seems like we've been down this road before.
We are constantly on this road, but the court seemed to uphold us every time we do it. So we will talk about it, and allow the counselor to put as much as he needs to
Paul, it's gonna
in the
be,
record.
opposition number one.
You want me to do it as a joint, exhibit?
That's fine. That's fine. We'll do it. Paul, how many membership lists do you have?
There's actually 3 here.
Three.
You mean to put,
You
want
want
to just
one,
give it
one,
head on?
one, two, three. Well, I don't care how you do it, just, but we'll get it in.
Opposition, you ought to put an O for that, is that sufficient?
If you'll bring it to me, I got a stamp.
You've got a stamp, right?
That's even better.
Let's just do 1, 2, and 3. You just say there's 3, right?
While she's doing that, if I can, it's already part of the file, I guess, so there's no reason for me to.
It's already in the record, we don't need it. Paul, you have other questions?
Yeah, I'll continue. Thank you, Chairman. Ms. Sai, are you aware of section 5.14.1, membership information not to be released? No organization hold a private club permit shall market, sell, or otherwise furnish the names of its members or any other information pertaining to its members to any other public or private entity. Are you aware of that? Okay, thank you. I've still got some questions there, Chairman. Now, earlier in your testimony, you stated that y'all weren't gonna have any bands or live music or anything like that. Are y'all gonna have any other activities going on other than operating a restaurant?
Well, every Friday and Saturday nights we have Thai dance. It's a culture thing. It's just a traditional Thai dance that my server does.
Okay, one particular server?
One.
Okay, all right.
What, is that like a small demonstration or something?
It's a welcoming dance, but she dressed up in a Thai traditional dress. And we have like
So it's not customers dancing?
no. It's our people.
Now, you stated earlier, that your, place that you're leasing, you are leasing, correct?
Yes.
Is approximately 2,000 square feet.
Yes.
Okay. And now you've got, you can accommodate 60 guests, is that right?
About 6.
All right. But you got 110 members, is that correct? And family and friends. Do you think that you can reasonably accommodate all of your guests and all your friends in such a small facility?
Well, they don't come together all the same time.
Let's dance around on the head of the pin.
Now, as far as your charter members, you stated all of them have consented, is that correct? All of them have consented to be members of your Sai Thai restaurant, is that correct? Have they paid any dues or any obligations? Okay. Have y'all had any regular meetings? You have? You and the members have had regular meetings? Okay. When did you have regular meetings?
Well, like in the middle of the month.
When did you start your meetings?
The board has had meetings, not all these 110 members. The board has had meetings.
So, you've had meetings just with the board? Okay. Has there been any, has any of the members or anybody done anything, under the bylaws of the state board repertory theater? Have you or any of the directors or any of the members done anything, under the bylaws of the state one, reputable bid. Have y'all,
It's in the record, they just amended it, that's, you know, that's what's
She
happening.
says what they did, they amended it so they could move forward with this.
I have not seen an actual amendment to the bylaws, other than just a brief minute that explained that they wanted to apply for a permit, other than that.
Well, it's not their requirement to send you one, it's your requirement, if you wanna pick anything up, call in here and ask us for it, okay? I mean, it's not our job to make your case for you, it's our job to listen to what kind of restaurant this is gonna be, and vote whether they have an alcohol permit. And if I seem a little disgusted, it's because I am. Our attorneys have gone ahead, they've looked at all this, they've proved, Betty, you hadn't been here before, we've been down this road for 10 years, okay? And and almost everybody on this board, Mr. Ellis, been here 20 years. We see a lot of that, and I realize that you're new on the scene here for Bob. And I realize you wanna make your record and what have you, and Bob gets in here and tapes everybody so he can take it back and show all how disgusted we all look. Well, we probably do sometimes, because he just is, we hear this constantly, and it annoys. Either approve or disapprove based on whether we think we have a good applicant or not. So, make all the points, but there'll be some point I'm gonna direct you as being repetitive on this stuff to move forward. I'm not gonna do it yet. So go ahead and let's get this over. We got another hearing at 3 o'clock, and I don't want Bob to have to get back to Jonesboro at 10 tonight.
He's gotta edit tape anyway.
He's gotta edit tape
He's gotta
for
edit
10
tape so
o'clock.
he can get the tape like he likes it.
We've got another thing here too.
No, the 2 o'clock has been canceled, so we can move through them.
This one is gonna.
You- Ms.
No.
Sai, how many employees and staff members do you have this time? You have 5?
I think
And,
we're going through this thing.
now, earlier you were talking about the, 2 charities that you're, looking at, utilizing and sponsoring. Can you please be a little bit more descriptive? I was a little unclear on what exactly it is you're gonna be doing on, your charitable, contributions.
Well, the first one is the Foundation of Arts that I want to do. My daughter is a membership there. She is in a dance class in ballet and tap, and I see a lot of kids who can't move forward. Like, she's been there for 2 years. I see a lot of kids who can't move forward because they don't have enough funds, but their parents can't afford it. I want to be able to help that. I just give them a scholarship to take a class.
And, have you, verified that charity actually, qualifies, for the charitable contributions?
Have I talked to the director? Yes, I have.
Qualifies, what do you mean by that, qualifies for contributions? There's no legal.
We don't have any legal requirements as long as we determine that she's giving to, a decent charity. People come in here with all sorts of stuff. They start programs at schools, they do all kinds of things. So, and it's also not in our rules and regulations to go out and audit each one of the charities. So, she's, as far as we're concerned, what she said, she said. The board either accepts that or
The
not.
word charitable is not used anyway, because
Yeah.
the word that's used is benevolent.
A lot of people give to churches.
Now, the permit you're requesting, what type of permit are you asking for from the board here, as far as the wine only, beer only?
Private.
It's a private club.
Yeah.
You understand what that is? It's 3,
Are you looking to just serve wine in there, or are you looking to
If I
serve?
can, I like to have a full.
she's asked for a full permit.
maintain a membership book? Are you planning on maintaining a membership book? Okay. Have you started one already, or are you? Okay. And are you going to have membership cards that you're going to issue, or are you just going to have them sign a book?
I'm going to have both.
You are. Are you going to maintain anything electronically, or just everything about handwritten? Now, the liquors, the sales and distribution, how are you going to handle that? The distribution of alcohol, the sales of alcohol, how are you going to do that?
How am I going to handle the money? Is that what you're talking about?
She's got an accountant that's done it before. She's just gonna, he's got another one. She's gonna do it just like that.
Is this going to be what selection have y'all made as far as whether this is going to be a locker style setup or a full system?
It's in the file.
I'm a little bit lost with this question.
Well, I think we have a council here who's never been involved in this before, so he's obviously needing to ask a lot of questions of things he doesn't understand. So that's, I mean, you know, we have a lot of people, as y'all know down here, that do this constantly. This young man obviously hasn't done this before, so he's researching this and asking, and we're kind of having to go with it as we go along. So, you know, he's within his rights to ask the question.
It's in the file. I believe it was full revolving. I think.
I've been here almost 20 years and nobody's ever done a locker system before. It's always full revolving system. I don't know what it says in the file, but if I were to bet, I'd bet about $1 million that it's full revolving system.
Okay.
Which she probably doesn't even understand.
Right.
But that's okay.
Locker systems hadn't been done, what, back in the 70s?
Probably. I don't know, maybe.
Used to be a few cigar clubs around that had lockers.
Oh, that's right.
How will the sales and transactions be handled on this side?
To sell alcohol.
Of the alcohol, yes, ma'am.
I have a computer system, POS system.
Okay.
And it separates them. And like I said, she's got an accountant that's done this before, and she's going to give the data to the accountant.
Okay. Will there be taxes on the sales of the alcohol?
It's the law. It's the law. And I don't even have a law degree.
Our taxes should be out of business for 90 days.
They will come get her permit. If she gets a permit, they will come get it.
Yeah. Well, let's see how long they come.
Paul, you ready? Other questions?
I'll pass the.
Okay, you all have other witnesses that
I've
you
got
wish
two
to
written
discuss.
witnesses.
Absolutely, bring them up and then we'll let Paul ask the questions.
Yes, you're.
Thank you, sir. And if you'll identify yourself for the record and who you are.
I'm Welby Young, Jonesboro Project Manager for Young Investment Company.
And Mr. Young, where do you live?
1823 Perkins Drive in Jonesboro.
And how long have you lived in Jonesboro?
All my life, 34 years.
And you're familiar with Sai, a restaurant, Sai Thai in Jonesboro, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever eaten there?
I have.
Did you enjoy it? And do you support their efforts to obtain a private club permit?
Yes, sir, I do.
Would you say that there's a traffic problem in the vicinity of her restaurant or anywhere thereabouts?